Needless to say, we're in good company, and we're here for a good reason. We're here to partake in a serious conversation about Iran, albeit a bit of a different conversation than the one that many of you have probably been having on a regular basis over the past several weeks and months. It is, after all, International Women's Day, and we would like to keep the conversation focused on the full half of the Iranian population whose stories are often drowned out by the din of international politics. It will help us understand more clearly how the women of Iran are taking their fates into their own hands, and how the space provided by the internet is engaging new people in the effort to expand the zone of freedom in that country.
I must say, blog and bloggers have a great role on breaking taboos and improving women's rights, especially because you don't have to have your own name. So people, females start to write more about intimate things, about their personal life, about how they feel, what they feel. But I must say, from female activists inside who are arrested and being tortured emotionally, physically, and their resilience is just admirable.
Here is a regime that has spent the last 33 years, from the moment of inception, millions of dollars and every resource that it possibly has on trying to fight its own doom, predict its own doom and fight it, prevent it from happening. Therefore, the Iranian regime, unlike what the world community seems to recognize, has been far more savvy at this whole question of public relations than anyone gives it credit. And therefore, part of what they do is to have a very prominent and intelligent presence, and I mean intelligent in terms of really smart, not simply informational gathering, on the internet as well.
What we want to do, as I mentioned, is we want to try to push in new ideas, to try to tell the people inside, hey, there is another life, there are opportunities, but at the same time we want to sort of keep that communication going and let them talk, right? That's a very sophisticated balance to keep. And we need to remember that there is a state who is sponsoring, paying people to be in the blogosphere anonymously, write comments, and find these divides, find these crack lines, and push them open. Right? We need to remember that. They're always there. They're always there. Whatever little mistake you make, that goes to the state media, that gets really played over and over and over.
I'm Jewish, an Iranian Jew, and in 1984, when I was in my last year of high school, the bathrooms in the high school where I attended were separated for Muslims and non-Muslims. I mentioned that in that interview, and then I said, having said that, I'm also proud of the fact that it was an effort that was made by the school administrators, by the regime, and was not embraced by my classmates. But of course, the majority of people who heard the interview and were reacting to me on Facebook were just trying to question the fact that it ever happened. We're in denial of the fact that it happened, whereas so many of these instances did occur in Iran in that period. So the darkest North Korean moment for Iran has come and gone, and part of the regime's survival strategy was try to learn from that early period and try to create just enough safety, let out steam valves in order for itself to continue to survive. I think the terms of the struggle and even the opposition's position against the regime are still set by the regime. So the opposition has yet to overcome the regime's principles, and the opposition has yet to unify itself and introduce its own terms of engagement. That's what I think is keeping people back.